Hey, it's me. Welcome to my channel. I have an interesting question for you. Which is better, beef or pork? Let's compare them together. Beef and pork are both very popular meats around the world, and they both offer a variety of health benefits. But there are also some key differences between them. So in this video, we are going to take a closer look at these two meats and see which one comes out on top. When it comes to nutrition, beef is actually the clear winner. Beef is a great source of protein, iron, and other essential nutrients like vitamin B12 and zinc. A 3-ounce serving of lean beef provides around 26 grams of protein, which is about half of what you need in a day. It's also a good source of iron with 3 milligrams per serving, which is about 17% of the recommended daily intake. Beef is also rich in vitamin B12, which is important for red blood cell production and brain function, as well as zinc, which plays a role in immune function and wound healing. On the other hand, pork isn't quite as nutrient-dense as beef. A 3-ounce serving of cooked pork loin provides around 25 grams of protein, which is about half of what you need in a day. However, it doesn't contain as much iron, only 1 milligram per serving, which is about 6% of the recommended daily intake. Pork is also not a good source of vitamin B12 or zinc. But when it comes to calories and fat content, pork is the clear loser. Beef is actually a relatively lean meat, with only around 3 grams of fat per 3-ounce serving. This makes it a good option for those looking to increase their protein intake, without adding too many extra calories to their diet. Pork, on the other hand, is much higher in fat, with around 8 grams of fat per 3-ounce serving. This includes around 2 grams of saturated fat, which can raise your bad cholesterol levels if consumed in excess. Another area where beef has the upper hand over pork is in terms of its effect on satiety. Satiety refers to how full and satisfied you feel after eating a meal, and beef is known to be more satiating than pork. This is due to its high protein and fat content, both of which have been shown to promote fullness and reduce hunger. In fact, a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that participants who ate a beef and broccoli lunch felt significantly fuller for longer than those who ate a pork and broccoli lunch. Beef is also a good source of conjugated linoleic acid. It's also known as CLA. CLA is a fatty acid that has been shown to have a number of health benefits, including reducing body fat, improving insulin sensitivity, and reducing inflammation. On the other hand, pork is not a good source of CLA. So far, beef seems to be the clear winner in terms of nutrition and health benefits. But what about taste and versatility? When it comes to taste, this is really a matter of personal preference. Some people simply prefer the taste of beef, while others prefer pork. Personally, I love both meats and think they each have their own unique flavor. In terms of versatility, beef is once again the clear winner. Beef can be cooked in a variety of ways, and it pairs well with a wide range of ingredients. You can grill it, broil it, braise it, fry it. The options are really endless. Pork is also versatile, but it's not quite as versatile as beef. Pork tends to be a bit more dry and tougher than beef, so it's not as easy to cook. It's also not quite as forgiving as beef when it comes to cooking time and temperature. If you overcook pork, it can become very dry and difficult to chew. That being said, pork can still be cooked in a variety of ways, and it does pair well with a wide range of ingredients. You can roast it, broil it, braise it, pan fry it, or slow cook it. Just be careful not to overcook it. So when it comes to taste and versatility, it's pretty subjective. Some people will prefer beef, while others will prefer pork. But overall, beef does seem to be the more versatile option. Now let's talk about price. Price is another important consideration when choosing between beef and pork. Generally speaking, beef is more expensive than pork. This is due to a variety of factors, including the cost of feed, the cost of veterinary care, and the cost of processing. As a result, beef tends to be more expensive than pork at the grocery store. That being said, the price of beef and pork can vary depending on where you live and where you shop. For example, if you live near a farm that raises beef cattle, you may be able to purchase beef at a lower price than someone who lives in a city. The same is true of pork. If you live near a farm that raises pigs, you may be able to purchase pork at a lower price than someone who lives in a city. Additionally, the price of beef and pork can vary depending on the cut of meat. For example, ribeye steak is typically more expensive than ground beef because it has a more tender and flavorful cut of meat. Similarly, Pork loin is typically more expensive than pork shoulder because it has a more tender and less fatty cut of meat. Overall, beef is generally more expensive than pork. But again, this can vary depending on where you live and where you shop. So when it comes to nutrition, beef is the clear winner. It's a great source of protein, iron, and other essential nutrients like vitamin B12 and zinc. Beef is also more satiating than pork thanks to its high protein and fat content. And it's a good source of CLA, a type of fatty acid that has been shown to have a number of health benefits. However, when it comes to taste and versatility, this is really a matter of personal preference. Some people simply prefer the taste of beef, while others prefer pork. But overall, beef does seem to be the more versatile option. And finally, when it comes to price, pork is the clear winner. It's typically less expensive than beef, although the price of both meats can vary depending on where you live and where you shop. So ultimately, the decision of whether to eat beef or pork is a personal one. There is no clear consensus on which meat is better. If you're looking for the most nutrient-dense option, beef is the way to go. But if you're looking for the most affordable option, pork is the way to go. Ultimately, the best way to decide is to try both meats and see which one you prefer. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and learned something new about beef and pork. If you did, please don't forget to leave us a like. We would really appreciate it. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. We do our best to respond to as many comments as possible. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. All the references used are added in the description box below. Thanks for watching.